What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. Salute to everybody in the building. If you are here, you can hear me clearly. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Please drop y'all ones in the chat so we can get right into today's show. Y'all, please drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly so we can get into today's show. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Okay. Shout out to everyone in the building. I appreciate y'all dropping them ones. If y'all are here, you can hear me clearly. Drop y'all ones in the chat. Drop y'all ones in the chat. Drop y'all ones in the chat if y'all can hear me. Okay, I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to everyone in the building, man. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout everyone out in a minute. Okay. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. And of course, we are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. Salute. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to everyone. We are going to get into it today. We have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. I think this is a conversation that needs to be had, and it's a conversation that needs to be had amongst men. You know, a lot of times, and I'm gonna shout you guys out, right? But a lot of times, especially nowadays, a lot of us men, we like to have frivolous conversations that don't mean nothing, has no substance, has no value of any sort. It's just dudes just talking, right? We're going to talk about this today. We're going to talk about this. So let's see who's in the building. Let's see who's in the building. And then we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. So let's see who's here. We're going to get to it. Shout out to Miss Rain, a woman in the building. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Always coming through and holding down the chizat. Shout out to Rain and Woman in the building. What's up, New York Nikki? How you doing? Shout out to New York Nikki. DMW shots. Salute. Shout out to Cuzzo on the check-in. Salute, Cuzzo. Shout out to Miss Queen on the check-in. Good to see you. Appreciate you always coming through and holding down the chizat. Shout out to you, Miss Queena. I appreciate it. Shout out to my man Fierce Soul. Salute, Fierce Soul. Salute, salute. Happy New Year's, bro. Shout out to my man Boot Camp. What's good, Boot Camp? Salute, salute. Hey, Miss Camille. Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Good to see you. Shout out to you. Glad you're in the building. Glad you're in the building. FTC in the building. What up, FTC? Salute, salute, man. Happy New Year's to you, bro. Shout out to the whole team Guardian in the building. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to you, Miss Mona. Happy New Year's to you. Glad you're in the building. Shout out to you, Miss Mona. What's up, young Rayos? Salute. What up, Mike C? Salute, bro. Salute. So-called black man, what's good? He said, I can't wait to hear this. We're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into it today. What's up, Scorpio? Happy New Year to you. Shout out to Scorpio Mama in the building. Shout out to my man Tom Malone in the building. Salute, salute, bro. Happy New Year's, man. Happy New Year's. Shout out to my man GQ. What up, GQ? Salute, salute, bro. Free my grandma in the building. What's good, free my grandma? Salute. We got to talk about this today, man. Dog Soldier, peace, my brother. Shout out to Dog Soldier in the building. Happy New Year's, man. Salute. Shout out to my brother Po Boy Films on the check-in. Salute, my brother. Salute, salute. Salute. Shout out to GQ. Appreciate that super sticker, bro. Y'all see today's show, man. Y'all see today's show. The dark side of leadership. The dark side of leadership. We're going to talk about this today. Shout out to my comrade, Mr. Sutton, on the check-in. Salute, 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 my brother. Salute. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to Ebo in the building. Salute, bro. Salute, salute. Y'all see today's show, man. The dark side of leadership. Men of God. The quote unquote men of God. Now, I know a lot of y'all been, y'all been seeing what's going on with TD Jakes and how everybody's been talking about him. There's been, a lot of people who has been speaking on TD Jakes, but I think that they're not speaking on it from a perspective where you can actually learn and understand what's going on outside of TD Jakes. See, I know a lot of us, right? When we talk about this stuff, a lot of times we try to just go in on a person. We want to just go in on a person, right? But we're forgetting the big picture when we do that. A lot of times we forget the big picture when we do that. You see? A lot of times we don't really understand what comes with leadership. And it's because a lot of people are not used to being leaders. You see? In the world today, you got people who just think that they can just speak on anything and anybody, and that's what it is, and that's cool. That's cool. But if we want to learn and grow from things, we have to learn how to actually open up and have a conversation from these things. A lot of times we don't know how to have the conversation. We just know how to sit there and just go off on each other. When there's a conversation that needs to be had. There's a conversation that comes out of this stuff. A conversation for men to have. Conversations that men should be having with their young boys, with their sons. See, because the things that plague, right, the men of God, we're going to put that in quotation marks because we don't know who these men serve. And we not going to go into all of that. This is a new year. We need to learn from this. Okay? This is a conversation that men need to be having because there's a dark side to leadership. There's a dark side to leadership. You see? See, it looks good to other people. It feels good to say, yeah, I'm the leader. I'm the leader. But men, when do we have the conversation about the things that trouble men who are in leadership? See, we like to get up here and make it all look good. I'm a leader. I run shit. I'm a leader. I run everything. Everyone comes to me. There's a dark side to that. You see that? See, this is the problem that's going on today. There's a lot of misinformation, half truths being told, half truths and whole lies. And this is why, after all the years of these so-called male movements, there's still men out here who are not getting any real help because we are not having a genuine conversation. See, we can get up here for hours and talk about how wrong TD Jakes is and all of the things we've been hearing about him. And we could get up here, we could do all of that. Right? But for 2024, we're gonna open up the conversation. We're not gonna stay on the person. That's what we're not gonna do this year. I told y'all this. Because a lot of these things that is being revealed to us, we need to look at and examine it from how we need to examine this stuff. See, we could get up here and say, oh yeah, God is placing judgment on them, and we could do all of that, right? But if we're also not understanding the underlying message, which is you need to get your shit right, or you can be on the same chopping block. You see? So Because at the end of the day, let's just be honest. What separates you from any of these other guys? What separates you from Diddy? What separates you from TD Jakes? What separates you from any of these other men? What separates you from going through anything while you're in leadership position? You see, TD Jakes is just a public figure. So we're going to speak against what he does, what comes out about him. He's a public figure, right? He's a quote unquote man of God, right? But what separates your leadership from his? His is in the public, and yours is not seen to be as important, but it is. But it is. Oh, but it is. You see? Because just like TD Jakes is embarrassing his woman and his family for the things that's coming out about him, doesn't this happen to men who are in leadership position? Shout out to everyone in the building. You see? What are some of the main issues that plague men who are in leadership? See, this just didn't happen with TD Jakes. It happened with Eddie Long. Remember old Eddie? Remember Eddie Long? This happened with him. This happens with all men who are in leadership position. They have to battle certain things. They have to fight against their sinful nature, being men. See what a lot of us think in the world. We think that once you become a quote unquote man of God, that sin has now been removed. That these men are still not doing things that the men of the world are doing. They don't have to battle things. They haven't misrepresented themselves and all of these things are not true, fellas. These things are not true. And if you're ever in a leadership position in any form or fashion, in any arena, you would understand what comes with it. See, this is a conversation that's bigger than just pointing out TD Jakes. See, I look at this as a conversation that Black men need to be having when we talking about leadership and having authority and your level of responsibility that you owe to the people who have put their lives in your hands. See, this stuff is bigger than just going in on TD Jakes. We could do that, but we're not going to do that. You know why? Because y'all get caught up more in the theatrics and us sitting here talking and cracking jokes more than the conversation. This is where we at for 2024. So y'all get ready. I know some of y'all gonna drop off, some of y'all gonna unsubscribe because all of the theatrics and that's gone. That's gone. That's gone, fellas. All of the DS1 going in, that's over with. Because see, what I learned is y'all take that stuff, right? And y'all don't take it for what it's worth anyway. You see? So go on ahead and start unsubscribing, because all of that, what you came here for today, it's not gonna happen. If you thought you was gonna come here and hear me going in and cracking jokes and sorry. Because that's the problem with black men. We don't take shit serious enough. We take dumb shit serious. We invest all our time in foolishness. We invest all our time into a show and then complain about why nothing's right. It's because you're not supporting what's right. You rather have the show and not have the conversation. Y'all want me to get up here and call TD Jakes all types of stuff and crack all these types of jokes. That's over with, man. That's over with. Because see, what I'm learning is I can't crack a joke with a lot of y'all because y'all start thinking I'm a joke. See, I let y'all in on a side of me that I literally don't show people in public. I don't show people my humor in public. You got to know me to know that I have a sense of humor. But see, I let y'all play around and play with me too much. It's over for that. From here on out, from 2024 here on, it's no more games. We're not gonna get up here and do all that no more. Because y'all not even appreciative when I lightened up on y'all. Y'all still come here, barely hit the like button. You barely share the goddamn show. You see? Y'all don't take me serious. This is what I'm learning. So all of that joking stuff is over. So if you here for that, go on about your business. And I'm talking to the men. Go on about your business. If I don't make you laugh enough, if I'm too serious, go about your business. Go about your business. Because you probably didn't hit the like button. You're not going to donate nothing. These are the people who don't even donate a like. But they want you to satisfy them. They won't even hit the like button, let alone hit the goddamn PayPal or the Venmo. They won't even hit a like button, but they want to come here and expect you to entertain them. It's over for that. Okay? Go on about your business. Go on about your business. See, because when you in leadership position and you know that you're responsible and you're held accountable for what happens on these, if something happened to these people, you're responsible. See, this is why, this is the real reason why that men should be calling guys like TD Jakes out. Okay? It's bigger than who he decided to have sex with. It's bigger than that. It's about you being a leader and you not understanding what comes with being a leader. So yes, when you are in leadership position, you do owe people an explanation. Yes, you do. Well, DS1, how do you owe people a explanation? Excuse me, sir, you ever gave people directions? Directions is an explanation on how to get to where you going. How don't you owe people an explanation? How don't you owe people this when you're a leader? See? See, men who are in leadership position who don't think that they owe people an explanation is a tyrant. You see? That's a tyrant. That's a tyrant. And I know black men are used to lead in this way because this is what we're used to seeing as leadership. Tyranny, tyrants. But that's not true leadership. Because leadership is enforced. I shouldn't have to manipulate you. I shouldn't have to lie to you. I shouldn't have to do any of that for you to follow me. If I have to do that, then I'm not an effective leader. I'm weak. Because if I got to trick you to follow me, then obviously I think that I'm not good enough to be followed. Because I had to trick you. I had to make you believe something that's not so. You see? And when you start doing this to people, right? You start creating blind followers. You start creating the following that TD Jakes has today. With all these people who just follow him because of him being a popular public figure. And this is why men need to speak up. Because it's men who's doing this stuff. This is why men need to speak up about it. The men should be calling out the men. Because of what? Failed leadership. Failed leadership. And we continue to see black men in leadership position fail because they don't understand what comes with it. They don't understand the dark side that comes with leadership. Hey, Cece, how you doing? UFO, salute. They don't understand what comes with this. And it's not being spoken on. See, this is the issue. Men, we need to speak about this. See, what we like to do is we make conversations that we should be having like this into some trivial fake man shit. We'll have the conversation like this. What up, Lance? We'll have the conversation like this. Yeah, man, you don't notice that when you get married, more women want to mess with you when you married. You know, women love married men. This is what we do. You don't notice when you get a wifey how more women want you? This is what we do. This is what we do. Yeah, man, that's true. That's because, you know, when you marry, you more attractive. We start saying shit like that. We turn it into some trivial stuff and make it into a joke. When this is actually a real thing that men have to battle. This is part of the dark side of being a leader. Now that you in leadership position, can you handle it? Can you handle it? Because we always asking about what the women could do. Can you handle being a husband? Oh, these women don't want to be married. Can you handle being a husband? Stop talking about these women. Talk about you. Talk about you. Are you ready to be a husband? Can you handle it? And I'm not talking about, can you pay the bills? Can you kill a mosquito? We're not talking about that trivial stuff. Can you handle that woman at work that can't stop flirting with you? And she might look better than your goddamn wife. Can you handle that? Can you handle that young woman? You her supervisor at work and she be flirting with you. She look better than your wife. She looked like your wife 15 years ago. Huh? Can you deal with that? See, this is the conversation men not having. Huh? Can you deal with that? This is the conversation we need to be having when we talk about leadership. Let's talk about what's real. Huh? What about every time you walk in that store and you always bumping into the same woman at the goddamn store? And y'all always end up locking eyes some way, somehow. What you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? This is the conversation we need to be having. Oh yeah. 15 years ago. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, to the married men. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Cece. Oh yeah. Yeah. You remember when your wife was in her 20s? See, we don't have this conversation. The dark side of leadership. When you got to keep turning them down, fellas. Bro said, find a different store. And you gonna go, hey, bro, we from the town. Right, Dog Soldier? We from New York City. Come on, man. Go to the next store and see what? One that look better? Go to the next laundromat. It's 10 of them in there. It's 10 of them in the next laundromat. And then what about the one that's coming out the sneaker store? And then what about the one that's in the Spanish store? And you can't run. You can't run. You can't run from yourself. See, this is the stuff we don't talk about as men. Yeah. Well, you got to suppress that carnal nature that's in the man to stand firm on leadership, to stand firm on what you say you about. You got to suppress that shit. See, we don't talk about that. How many women you got to turn down? Cause she smell it on you. She smell it on you. You think these women know? Bro, that's called temptation. You can't blame these goddamn women. Nigga, it's called temptation. That's a test to you as a man. She only doing what she's supposed to do and be a woman. Oh, so since you got a wife and you got a woman and it's hard for you to control yourself, these women need to stop tempting you? No. This is what happens when you step up in leadership position. Yeah. You got to control your sexual nature. You have to control your sexual nature. These are facts. These are facts. They know. They know when you walk in the goddamn, oh, that's a leader right there. They know. They can hear it in your voice. They know. So you think other women not gonna want you for the reason why your wife wanted you? Oh, you think they don't see what your wife see? They don't see what your girls see. They don't see that, right? They just trying to take my money. Shut up. Nobody trying to take your money. It ain't about no money. It's called hanging out with the leader. That's what it's called. Hanging out with the leader. What woman don't want a leader? See y'all think every woman want a rich man. No, every woman want a leader. Do he lead his crew? Do the guys in his crew listen to him, or is he just a flunky? This is why a lot of y'all don't want to have this type of conversation and you don't care to have it because you're not a leader. You're not a leader. So you're not plagued with this stuff because you're not in the leadership position anyway. Nobody's counting on you to do the right thing. See? Nobody's depending on you that when they need you, when they call you, they expect you to be there. So you could be a bozo your whole life and be a flunky. You could do that. You could do that. But when you're called to leadership, when you step up as a leader, there's a dark side that come with that. See, it may look good in the light. You walking in with your suit on, TD Jakes. Walk in with the suit on. It looked good. All the lights behind them, all the people cheering. It looked good. It looked good. But what about when you step down off that stage? And you got all them women all up on you. You ready for that? Huh? see, because you gotta be masculine when it comes to situations like that. And part of being a leader is also denying yourself for certain things. See, we gotta understand this, fellas. Once you step in a leadership position, you got to be careful of what you indulge in. You see, you got to be aware of this stuff. Next thing you know, you sleeping with all these women. Don't even know how you got yourself into it. It's because you got drunk off your position. And this is what happens to a lot of us. We get drunk off of the power and the authority that comes with leadership. We get drunk off of it. We get drunk off of it. And we begin to use it and manipulate it so we can continue to do the things that we shouldn't be doing. And I spoke about this in the video that I dropped earlier. Make sure y'all go and check it out. This is the real problem that I have with TD Jakes. The real problem that I have with him is he thinks that that the people doesn't deserve an explanation from him. When if you are a man of God, you should have no problem with getting up there and testifying, giving a testimony of your battle, of the things that you battling. See, because just because you in a leadership position, fellas, that doesn't mean you perfect. That doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you're not human anymore, because you're a leader. But you have to always let people know, hey, I'm human. And guess how you do that? Not by saying it when you mess up, by doing what's right when you do. You go in front of the people and you acknowledge what you've done. You go in front of the people that you've been leading and you let them know what's going on with you. This is what Black men think they don't have to do when they become leaders. We think that we're not supposed to speak on the dark side of being a leader. You see? See, we have to stop hiding things and then expecting the world to understand us. We got to stop doing this, Black men. Oh, don't nobody listen to the Black man. Oh, don't nobody listen to what we go through. No, we don't put what's really going on with us out there. We don't have the real conversation. This is the problem. This is the problem. And we don't speak about it enough amongst each other. We don't speak about it enough with one another. We have these conversations very frivolous, and we turn everything into barbershop talk. We have to stop this shit, Black men. I know it's cool, but everything is not barbershop talk. This shit is serious, man. One of the things that plague men in leadership is sexual promiscuity. This is one of the top things when it comes to men in leadership. Men who cannot control their penises. This is a known fact amongst men in leadership. We saw this with old what's the name in the Tyler Perry movie with Cartwright. Cartwright problem was what? He couldn't do what? Control his sexual urges. This is what Cartwright's problem was. He had the same problem as his father. And remember in the movie, his mother warned him, don't be like your father. You see? But see, here on the internet, we make it into a joke. We start trying to justify why men do the things that they do. Oh, well, you know, that's just the... Shut up. Shut up. Stop trying to justify you not having the discipline right? Just admit that you don't. Stop trying to say that this is just what, no, it's not. This is something that men battle with. All men don't fall victim to it. And if you have in the past, it doesn't mean you're going to be a victim of it all the time. You see? But this is a conversation men think we shouldn't have to have. A lot of men will hear this conversation and say, "Oh, he's trying to pander to women. Oh, he's just trying to pander to women." See, these are men who want to say they're a leader, but don't want to deal with what comes with being one. See, it ain't all glitz and glamour. I'm the leader. It ain't all glitz and glamour. It ain't all sitting there saying, I'm me. What come with that? Huh? What come with that? Talk about all them fine women you got to turn down. You don't talk about that, do you? You know why you don't talk about it? Because you still sneaking off with them. You're still hollering at them. That's why you won't talk about this. See, because this problem that TD Jakes has is a problem he had before he stepped in the goddamn pulpit. See, you men know y'all weaknesses. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know. It don't change because you claim you saved. It changed when you decide to. That's the walk. See, you got to talk down. The walk. So you traveling to the host role not going to change because you saved. It's going to change when you realize who you are now that you are saved and you don't go back. Doesn't mean you're never going to think about it. No, we're not talking about poof. We're not talking about magic and Houdini. We're talking about reality. You see? See, this is not discussed. See, TD Jakes had this problem that he has had before he got in the pulpit. It didn't start when he became a leader. It didn't start then. Go and check the show that I did. One of my mods, please drop it in the chat for me. When we spoke about corn. We spoke about pornography. A lot of us been dealing with certain things since we were young boys. And we think because we become someone in church that that's supposed to stop it. We learned about, or just type it on YouTube. You will watch plenty of men of God, men of the cloth, who deal with porn addiction, who deals with adultery. This is their battle before the pulpit, while in the pulpit. pornography, adultery. But we like to make leadership think it's something cool. Do you know the internal work that come with being a leader? See, we're not talking about this, but we're going to talk about it here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. See, we don't talk about this. We don't talk about this, but these men talk about this. You heard what happened with Kirk Franklin? Pornography ruined his family. His addiction to pornography ruined how he fathered his children, how he was a husband to his wife. This how much pornography had a hold on Kirk Franklin. This stuff is real. So you think it's not supposed to happen to them? What separates them from you? So you think as soon as they say, as soon as they're saved, the porn go off? We gotta start being more logical, fellas, and being in reality with things. We gotta be in reality. Hey Raven, how you doing? Happy New Year. Good to see you. Glad you made it. Cece says, is it that one sheet? Which one? Hey, Miss Angie, how you doing? Shout out to Miss Angie B in the building. Happy New Year to you, Miss Angie. Glad you're in the building. Thank you, Raina Woman. I appreciate it. See, we think that, oh, he's a man of God. So why is he doing this? What do you mean? Do you know he's gonna get it more? He's gonna get it more now. The temptation is going to increase. Just like when you get a girlfriend, now more women see you. When you were single, you was walking in the store, she was giving you an attitude. You get a girl, now when you walk in the store, how you doing? You looking like, I used to walk in here and speak, and you used to ignore me. I walk in here today, it's how I'm doing. What's going on? Y'all think this stuff is not real? Then it goes from, oh, you smell good. Y'all think this stuff is not real? Right. Is she talking to me? Right, Mark? Right. Shout out to Mark in the building. Hit the like button if you're just coming in. Absolutely. Shout out to my man Dion. What's good, Dion? Salute, MR. You looking like, what? Why all of a sudden she being nice? Why all of a sudden she being nice? Then you know, this how you know when they officially trying to flirt with you too. They accuse you of having a wife. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. They accuse you of having a wife. Oh, I see what you buying today. I know your wife gonna be happy. Oh, I'm sorry, you not married? Come on now. Come on now. So imagine a preacher, a deacon, a reverend, a pastor. See, remember, in the Black community, the highest you can be in the Black community where people will recognize you. See, because remember, in the Black community, we don't recognize doctors. We don't really recognize lawyers. I'm talking about the ones that look like me and you. I'm not saying in general. The ones that look like me and you, we really don't care too much about. In the Black community, you know who's recognized? Rappers, athletes, and what's next? The preacher. These are the three highest forms of leadership in the Black community when it comes to being a public figure. We don't care about a Black doctor. We don't care about a Black lawyer. We don't care about a Black policeman. We don't care about a Black scientist. We care about the entertainer, Tyler Perry. We care about the rapper, Jay-Z. We care about the athlete, Deion Sanders, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, LeBron James, and you know what come after all of them? TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Keon Henderson. That's what comes next after them. It's the Black preacher. It is the Black preacher. So if we gonna blame rap lyrics, if we could say we could blame these rappers for what happens to our kids. Oh, but we can't say nothing about TD Jakes. We could talk about the Illuminati. They got all the rappers, the Illuminati. What got a hold on the Black preacher? Oh, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. See, we have to speak about this because what is the first value in life? What is the first value in life? Somebody get Riley out the chat room. Somebody escort Riley out of here. We not even having no games over here this year. They come in here talking crazy, uber Black. Shout out to my man Bucket in the building. Salute, Bucket. What got a hold on the Black preacher? What got a hold on the Black preacher? We're not supposed to talk about this. What is the first value of life? Spiritual value. Thank you, Miss Angie. So you see why we need to have this conversation about the dark side of leadership when it comes to the men of God? Because spiritual value is the first value of life. This is where the confusion all begins. This is where the lie was first told. Because who told the first lie? The devil. Who told the first lie? The devil. So this is where the lies, this is where it all begins. All the things that you see going on, the beginning is at spiritual value. And the corrupt leadership That's within the men of God. That's within the spirit of men. The corruption is there first, and it spreads into every other thing. This is why you see rappers connected to pastors, rappers connected to imams, because it starts with spiritual value. Because you sell your soul to who? Huh? Who you sell your soul to? Put it in the chat room. Who you sell your soul to? Hmm? Who you sell your soul to? Who you sell your soul to? Bob says, thank you, Classy Creole. Y'all smash that like button if you're in the building. Bob says, we all have a battle spiritually. We all have to battle spiritually. None of us is spared, even us in this chat. Facts. Facts. Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. The devil. That's who you sell your soul to. That's who you sell your soul to. The devil. They sold it to the devil and worldliness. You sell your soul to the devil. That's who you sell your soul to. So why wouldn't the men of God be conflicted? They got to fight the devil more than the non-believer. Let me repeat that. They have to fight the devil more than the non-believer. Once you become a believer, right? Once you say you're going to stand with God and for God, the attack becomes worse. It don't lighten up, nigga. See, that's what y'all think. Oh, how could he do that? Excuse me, sir. Do you know he decided to make a decision with his life that you're afraid to do? Because you still want to be cool with the devil? Do you know do you know the level of sacrifice that come with that? To leave the devil behind? You've been hearing the devil since you was a little boy. Now you want to stop talking to him. You think he ain't gonna talk to you even more? You think he's not gonna bother you? See, this stuff is real. It's not a joke, it's real. So you think once you get out the streets is no longer for you. No, when you get out the street, you get much more tempted to be in it than you were before. When you get out the street, you want to get in it even more now that you ain't in it. Because now you're sitting back, and this how your mind work. This how your mind work. Now you're sitting back looking like, oh, I could have got away with that. I could have did that. Oh, I could have did this and did that. See, this ain't like back in the day. Where you think that come from? That's temptation. Oh man, I could come back right now and that's the devil. That's the devil tempting you to go back so you could die. That's the devil. Because he know what he got waiting for you. He already know who he got to kill you. That's why it looks so easy. It looks so easy to run the street than when you was in it. Because you ain't in it no more. Y'all don't notice this, fellas? Talk to me. Sound off in the chat room. Talk to me. Don't, because I'm starting to feel like I'm crazy or something. I'm starting to feel like I'm crazy or something. Talk to me. Am I bugging? You start looking like, damn, ain't nobody on the block. All I gotta do is, you know, hit her with the what Scar Lip said. All I gotta do is hit the block with that hit the block with the I can just hit the block with that And if you notice, right, you start logically plotting out how you could get away. All of the things you didn't even think about when you actually was out there. You didn't have this great of a plan when you was actually in the goddamn street. You see how temptation work? Do you see that? You see that? You start looking like, damn, all I gotta do is this and that, and put somebody over here, have some. You wasn't even thinking like that when you was out there. This is the shit that we gotta battle as men when we're in leadership. You see? And you got access to the money. You got that bag. Your little homies been asking you. You got the bag too. You a young preacher. You a young preacher. You on fire. Everybody love you. You showing up, you making a bag. But your homies keep calling you at night from the block. Yo, man, I know you changed your life, bro, but we hungry out here. Yo, I need help. Yo, when you gonna come around? The dark side of leadership. The dark side of leadership. See, we don't talk about this. We don't talk about this. That's how you got a Bishop Lamar Whitehead. That's how you got him. This is a street cat. It's a street dude. Who continues to fall victim to his own desires, who continues to fall victim to his worldly nature. You see? This is how you got these guys, man. No one is exempt from falling victim to these things. No one. No one. No one. Yeah, we be having a whole plan, MR. A whole plan. A whole plan. Shout out to Cece. I appreciate you, Cece. She says, thank you, DS1 Rose, for bringing back the lost sheep. Thank you, Cece. I appreciate it. Appreciate that super chat. Y'all make sure y'all support the show, man. The links is going across the screen. Support today's show. Support the show, y'all. The PayPal and the Venmo is going across the screen. You see, this is a conversation that men need to be having. If we're going to talk about leadership, talk about what comes with it. See, we love to get up here and talk about the money, talk about the perks of being a leader. What you going to get, what somebody going to give you. But you don't talk about what you have to sacrifice, what you have to give up. And the first thing you got to give up, whether you're going to be a leader publicly or whether you're just going to be a leader in your life, you got to give up worldliness. Like Club Fortune spoke on earlier, you got to give up worldliness. You got to give up having all the women, being cute to everybody. See, a lot of you men are caught up in that. You're caught up in vanity and ego. You want to be cute to every woman. Oh, I know I look good. You want to be one of them dudes. This is how you get caught up in what? Adultery. This is how you end up dishonoring yourself because you cute. You just feeling yourself. I know I'm cute. You want to be cute to everybody. Forgetting that when you couldn't pay for a goddamn haircut every week, that woman sat there that you done forgot about. She thought you was cute when you was walking around looking like Alvin and the goddamn Chipmunks. When you was walking around here looking like a sloth in the face because you couldn't get a haircut but every 3 goddamn months, she thought you was handsome. You forgot about her because you so used to being cute. Because you a leader now. And everybody saying, oh, look at him. Oh. See, that you done let that get to you, huh, boy? Oh, he handsome. Oh, he handsome. Oh, he handsome. See, you niggas let that get to you. And then you end up dishonoring yourself as a man. You end up dishonoring yourself as a man. And then y'all get up on the internet and blame women. Oh, these women want to sleep with married men. No, these women want to sleep with leaders. And guess what you did? You stepped out of your leadership position for some coochie. That's all that happened. You can't shit on her. You a bozo. You stepped off the throne to go please a peasant. Yeah, and she's a peasant. Why? Because you a king. You don't know that woman. This is a strange woman. You see how you embarrass yourself? But of course, most of us black men, we don't even look at ourselves like that. We don't look at ourselves like that. You see that? Because we don't value ourselves and we don't value leadership. So we think sexual iniquities is just something normal that people just got to deal with and put up with. No. Not if you're going to get up here and talk about the whores, but we ain't going to talk about the whoremongers, the whore lovers. You're going to get up here and talk about all the whores, but not the whore lovers, the lovers of the whore. Yeah. See, these are the things that plague men. All men, whether we're in leadership or not. These are the things that plague us. You got 5,000 women cheering for you. Can you get off the stage and go home to your wife? See, that's leadership. Not I'm going to go get me some. Not, oh, I could take a woman with me. No. Can you block out all of that and still stand on 10? And I'm not talking about 5,000 battle toads. I'm not talking about that. No disrespect to no women, but I'm not talking about women who look like battle toads. Okay? we not talking about Frogger. Okay? We talking about fine women. Yeah. We talking about those fellas. We talking about them. Yeah. Can you get off stage and go home to your wife? Hmm? See, this is the part of this the conversation y'all want to have. Because then you know what most of you weak men gonna say? This is why you need more than one woman. It just proves you weak. That's all it did. And guess what, fellas? We're men. We're weak in that way. That's one of our biggest weaknesses. But we don't admit that. We don't admit it. We turn it into a joke and then try to blame somebody else. Can you turn down a bad chick? Can you do it? And not just once, but can you continuously do it? Yeah. Can you do that? Oh, see, y'all don't want to have this conversation. Then you start talking about Solomon. Oh, Solomon had 700 wives. But you don't talk about what happened to Solomon. You act like Solomon lived a happy life with all them wives and concubines. See, y'all be telling half truths and whole lies. And I'm here to tell y'all this in 2024, fellas. If this how you move, you a coward. I don't hang with dudes like that. That's cowardly. You want to tell half truths and whole lies so you don't have to face the truth about you. See, ain't nothing masculine or manly about that. Because see, I'm not just talking about y'all. I'm talking about my goddamn self. I'm talking about myself. I think I'm just talking about y'all. Talking about myself. This is the dark side of leadership. This is the dark side of leadership. Yes, Raven. Frogger. Yes. Frogger. Shout out to Dr. E, man. Salute. Y'all make sure y'all go support Dr. E at the Gloves Off show. Shout out to you, Dr. E. Shout out to Ebo. I appreciate the super chat. He says, anyone in the clouds with this problems the host is addressed, with the problem that the host is addressing, learn the power of no. It's so refreshing, and even the devil will honor and fear you. Shout out to Ebo, man. Salute, bro. Free my grandma says, remind me of Pastor Geno Jennings. Mark says, even the FBI said Malcolm X was a saint. Oh, man. Have truths and whole lies, New York Nikki. Have truths and whole lies. Men are sitting around telling each other so we can continue to roam around in our own goddamn filth. This is what we need to talk about. How no women wanted you until you became a man of the cloth. Talk about that. Why are we not having these conversations? No, none of these women didn't recognize you till you became a man of the cloth. Now you got all these women after you. Now you got all these women after you. How do you handle that? How do you deal with that and still go home and make love to your wife after seeing all of that? Knowing a man operates off these. Let's have a real conversation. Let's have a real conversation. You see? See, this is why the men of God, this is why the church house is the way it is, because the men of God are not in there correcting one another. The men are not holding the men accountable and speaking on what the men are doing. There's a lot of yes men. Yes, yes, pastor. Yes, pastor. Yes, pastor. Yes, pastor. Yes, pastor. Knowing you under a man who's not right. Yes, pastor. Yes, pastor. Yes, pastor. But you won't say nothing because you scared to lose your position. Because how your woman look at you because of your leadership. So you stand under a tyrant. You stand under a man who you know is not just, who you know is wicked. You won't say nothing. That's not leadership. That's not authority. That's not masculinity. You see? You see? And this is the problem. We don't have the conversations and teach each other about the dark side of leadership. What you gonna deal with when you step into this position? How on every level you're gonna have to suppress yourself and deal with yourself sexually. Because on every level they're gonna be coming. On every level they coming, fellas. It ain't just the basketball player. It's not just the rapper. It's the men of God too that deal with the groupies. And that's male and female groupies. Okay? Men who deal with this, with not just their sexual urges, but their sexual desires. See, some of these men been battling homosexuality. They was battling it before they got in the pulpit. See, this is what I believe, and this is my belief, right? I believe TD Jakes been battling with the spirit of homosexuality. I believe he been battling that spirit for a long time. For a long time. He's been battling that spirit. And he been trying to hide it his whole life. His whole life. And see, he thought that by becoming what he has become, that was going to shield him from ever having to face directly himself. And this is scary. This is scary. Because this man has been teaching other people for years about how to access the better parts of themselves. See, this is why you have to be authentic and transparent. This is what the word directs the leaders to do and to be. You see? See, because if this stuff ever come out, it could turn some people's lives upside down. And see, when we're in that position, fellas, we have to understand this. The effects that you have on people when you're in that position. This is why on Christmas Day, he should have addressed it, but he didn't. But he didn't. And this is why today people don't take the men of God serious, People don't take the house of God serious. This is why. Because the cowardice in these men. There's not a masculine spirit in these men. Because a man who is not guilty of those things, right? He would have spoke on it. Would have spoke on it. His family would have stepped up and spoke on it. This is not my father. This is not my husband. You didn't see none of this because of the lack of leadership. See, just because you make people successful don't mean you a leader. Just because people around you is looking good and all, that don't make you a leader. That don't make you a good one. That don't make you a good one. And this is what's wrong with black folk. We have a poor mentality. This is why they say poverty is a mindset. You think because somebody looks like they doing better than you, that they actually are, when they could just be doing financially better than you. That's all. That don't mean they doing better than you in life. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean they have a better life than you. Come on. Come on now. Why would you want to be in a position of leadership and you got to lie to everybody? Could you imagine how that feel? Sound off in the chat room. Imagine how that feel. You this big leader, but you lying to everyone. And you know you are. You just lying to everyone. Shout out to Ebo for doubling up. He says, this situation is serious enough to drive a man insane. I've been in areas where I literally had to run out of parties from so much temptation. Run. Absolutely. Shout out to my man Ebo for doubling up. Facts. That's what the Bible tells us to do too. Resist. Yep. Exactly. The TD Jakes' wife knows who she's married to. And that's the part. That's the part right there that has now turned into a whole nother issue, reigning woman. And you know what I'm talking about. That turns into a whole nother issue. Because what you just broke down, reigning woman, is the reason why a lot of women don't deal with guys from the church. And if you hear from a lot of church women, they tell you the men are they're not this, they're the same. The same issues that plague the man who coming off the street into the church is the same issues that plague the man who been sitting in the goddamn church since he was a little boy. The women to tell you. The women to tell you. I had a church boyfriend and he cheated on me just as much as the nigga who I met off the street. They'll tell you. He was just as abusive, if not more, than my boyfriend I met at the gas station. The nigga who grew up in church can't keep his hands to himself. Can't keep his hands off his goddamn wife. This is why I keep telling y'all. This is the dark side of leadership. You think all that temptation and all of that mess and all that negativity go away when it comes to the men of God? It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. And I'm not just talking about Christians. I'm not just talking about Christians, because we can get on the Muslim men too. They're just as worse. We could get on the Muslim men too. The men who go to the temple and the mosque, they the same niggas. Okay? Don't let these niggas fool you. Because they like to get on the internet and pretend that they better. Oh, this is the better choice. You just need to come over here. Nigga, all we doing is switching blocks. Different blocks, same drugs. Cut it out. Same nigga, you just got a kufi. Same nigga, you got a star in the crescent. This nigga wearing a cross on his neck, you wearing a star in the crescent. Same nigga. Okay? We're not gonna play no games here. You know why? Because we plagued with the same shit. You gotta fight temptation just like I do. Right? Your God tell you to resist just like mine. Shut up with that silly stuff. All this separation crap. Oh, we're better. Oh, you should come over here. Oh, you need to listen to. Shut up. Stop handing out brochures, because that's all you're doing. When you get to talk about who religion is better. This is better. This make more sense. This is better. Listen, bro, I'll take your brochure. I'm going to, put it on the dresser. Because when you hear people doing that, that's all you're doing nowadays. Oh, well, you need to come over here. Well, this is false. Man, you selling me something. You want me to come into your establishment and sit down and listen, and hopefully I have a donation for you. Stop it. You Muslims do the same thing, giving out brochures, but you talk about the Jehovah's Witness. But y'all get up here and get the mouthing off for 2 hours just for me to come in there and sit down and buy a bean pie. Shut up, okay? It's the same thing. I'm not stupid, okay? Same thing. Same thing. You giving out brochures. You want us to come in the doors and sit down just like the church, okay? You're not doing nothing different, okay? You're not doing nothing different. Stop it. All right? Y'all just call it something different. Same shit. Right. Not right. Come on. Same thing. Same thing. Don't let the hijabs and the head wraps fool you either. Exactly. 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 Raven says, my mom told me that a church is nothing but a building, and that where the real change and the inspiration comes from is within myself. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that doesn't give you a reason to not fellowship with other people. So yeah, I agree with that. But you still got to fellowship with other people. You can't live your life in solitude. Can't do that. Can't ostracize yourself. Because usually when people are in isolation and they isolate themselves, the first person that usually shows up for them is the devil. It's not God. You're usually told to do something bad before you're told to do something good, usually. Young Rad says the real faith in Islam is within. Young Rad says, I'm a Muslim myself, but I totally agree with you. Shout out to you, Young Raz. What up, Zion? Zion says religious set tripping. Yeah, that's what people be doing. That's what people be doing. And at the end of the day, little do y'all know who want a religious bang. That's what the devil wants. Because in the midst of us arguing on who religion is better, the devil don't change. It's the same devil in Islam, the same devil in Christianity, the same devil in whatever religion. The devil's the devil. So while we sitting here arguing on who we going, the devil is still the devil. You see that? The devil's still the devil. The devil not stunting your religion. Oh, I ain't gonna mess with him. He a Muslim. I ain't gonna mess with him. He pray to Allah. I ain't gonna mess with him. He pray to Jehovah. He pray to Yahweh Shah. I ain't gonna mess with him. Really? We gotta stop this silly stuff and sit down and have real conversations. The men. Because it starts with us. We gotta show unity amongst one another. Stop finding every little thing to bicker about so we can champion our egos. This is what we be doing. Even in conversation. That's the first thing we do. Oh, well, you know, we try to look for something to tell each other something so we can look like we're the strong one in the conversation. So now we need to listen to my point of view and go down my train of thought. This is what stops real conversations from being had. The dark side of leadership is real, fellas. Fighting temptation from other women. That's a big thing for men in leadership. You can't say no to her, but you will say no to your wife. You see that? You'll say no to your wife. Oh, I'm tired tonight. But let something new come across your table, nigga. Let something new walk across that pulpit and she's smiling. You ain't gonna tell her no. You ain't too tired for her. You see that? You see that? The money problems come from what? Sexual iniquity. Men start doing funny stuff with their money when it's a new woman around. Now the money getting funny. Now money end up missing. All the stuff that go on in the church amongst the men of God that men don't want to sit around and talk about. That we chalk it up and say, oh, this is just what men go through. No, homie. This is the weakness of men. Say what it is. This is the weak part of us. This is the weak part of us that the devil play on. You see? How you think the devil know how to attack everybody? Because he know what you desire. He know what you like. So when you become a leader, he assign a demon to you. Lust. Did you notice Jezebel and Delilah is running all around you? Hey. You know, like we see in the movie, you notice you see the woman jogging with the tights on, she jogging. Hey. Soon as you get in leadership position, soon as you get married, Soon as you get a raise and you become a more important person. Soon as you get saved. Soon as you get saved. Oh, you handsome. Everywhere you go now. You just got saved. Now, everywhere you go, you handsome. Before that, nobody's even, you was regular. You was regular. You done went and got saved. Hi. And knowing you like, what? You wondering how everybody see you now. See, y'all think this shit is fake. This is real life. This is real life. Now you done got that bag. There go the devil. Now you done got that bag. Now everybody calling you. Yo, we going out tonight? Yo, where we going tonight? Where we at tonight? That's the devil. Remember, you wanted the bag so you could put yourself in a better position in life. You got the bag, here come the devil. Where you going, nigga? Where we going? First thing come in your mind, that's the devil. Remember, you wanted the money so you can invest, so you could do better things in your life. You got that $100,000 and went to Privé. Didn't you, nigga? When that 50,000 hit your account, the first thing you did was jump on a goddamn plane. I thought you wanted to get all your bills together. I thought you wanted to get your credit straight. Remember that? Remember that? I just want to get my credit straight. I just want to be able to be okay and pay my bills ahead of time and just live in peace. Then you get the money. Crab balls every goddamn day. You in Joe's Crab Shack for the next 6 months. What happened? What happened to the economic development? See, you niggas get to talking all this shit. What happened to the economic development? Huh? I thought you was going to buy some land. Huh? I thought you was going to buy some land. What happened to that land? You landed at the bar. See? And what do they call liquor? Spirits. You landed in the devil's den, the bar, with all the spirits and the whores. You know, the place where men ruin their goddamn lives, ruin their marriage, ruin their reputation, at the bar. Where a lot of old men die, at the bar. Yeah. When you see a man who worked his whole life drink his life away at the bar, that's the devil. That's the devil. That's the devil. Y'all think this is a game. It's right in our face. It's right in our face. That's the devil. You gonna give your whole goddamn paycheck to the bar. That's the devil. That's the devil. And you know what we do today as men? We make excuses for failing. Well, why can't I take my money and drink? You can. Nobody said you had to be a drunk. Alcohol shouldn't rule your goddamn finances. Especially if you a leader. Remember, you a leader. Remember that? You the leader. So how you gonna be a leader and drunk? Where a drunk nigga gonna lead you? But to the toilet to throw up. Or to the jailhouse with a DUI. Where's somebody drunk gonna lead you to? You ain't always got to be drunk off alcohol. You could be drunk off power. This is what TD Jakes is dealing with. TD Jakes is drunk off power and ego. This is why he don't feel he got to address nothing. He ain't got to tell. He don't owe the people no explanation. Because he TD Jakes. He forgot his name is Thomas. See, he forgot that. Your name is Thomas. But you think I'm TD. I'm the Potter's house. I made this. I'm going to continue to make people successful. Oh, you think that's more important than standing in allegiance with God? You think going to get some people some houses is what God told you to do? God ain't tell you to go get nobody no goddamn house. When God told you that? Where that's at in the book? If I make you a pastor, it's your job to give your people some houses. Where he said that at? Where did he say that it's the job of his men to make the goddamn people successful? Where did he say that at? That's prosperity preaching. That's of the devil. Because the devil wants you to be caught up in success. See that? Because you'll give your life to the world. When you're chasing success, you'll give all your life and you'll teach your kids to give their life to the world and not to God. That's that success shit. Because what comes with success? Money. What? Status. Fame. All the things of the devil. Hollywood. When it's all a lie. Because we in the internet age today. You could wake up one day and be viral and everybody across the goddamn world know you for 60 seconds. You see how the devil is diabolical. Do you know the world could know you for 45 seconds? The internet. Oh, he went viral. Oh, DS1, the world knows you. 60 seconds later, it's something totally different. A story comes out about me, I could be considered a whole new person in the world now. Do y'all see this? Free My Grandma says, never read it. Queena says, better recognize what's real and what's not. God gives you a spirit of discernment. Absolutely. Absolutely. Raven says there's so much responsibility for people who are ordained to lead others, especially in spiritual matters. I wonder if he has thought about the damage he may have caused. Oh, I think he has. But I don't think he believes that. I believe he thinks he's above to owning up to it, Raven. I believe TD Jakes thinks that he has so much favor with God that he can do things in front of people, right? And he doesn't owe an explanation because of his favor with God. This is what I really think he thinks. Because I watched the Christmas sermon he did. And he didn't address anything directly, but he specifically said, and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, sound off in the chat room. He said this. He said, even if he was guilty, right, Raven? He said, even if he was guilty, all he got to do is pray and ask God for forgiveness because of the blood of Jesus. That's what he said out his mouth. That all he got to do is say he's sorry and it'll be washed away through the blood. That's what he said out his mouth. That's what he said out of his mouth. That ain't what I said. That's what he said. That's what he said. I watched it. I watched it on Christmas Day. I watched it. The man said out of his mouth that even if he was guilty, All he got to do is say he's sorry and the blood going to wash it away. This is what I'm talking about right here. The dark side of leadership. This man has an ego problem. Extremely egotistical. Extremely egotistical. And ego is an acronym for ease God out. See, when you egotistical, you won't even see God in no situation. You will not see God in any situation. Because guess who replaces God in every situation? You. You think it's you until this happens to you. Now, that's why TD Jakes was up there shaking. He just stood up there for about 10 minutes while y'all sit there and praise him so he could get the lumps out of his throat because he was getting ready to cry. See? You start thinking it's you. You, God. You. It's you. You see? You start thinking it's you. You see this? See this? Free my grandma says, so basically y'all saying Jesus saves the ungodly then. Of course. Of course. Free my grandma. Yes. Jesus saves the non-believer. Yes. Yes, the non-believer. Yes. The one who lives the life of a savage. Yes. Yes. That's a fact. Yeah. Yes. In Islam, Jesus' name is Isa. There's a Jesus in Islam. Name Isa. Okay? Yes. That's the purpose of the prophets, to come to the people and to let the people know that God have a message for them. And this is why God's prophets, right, that he sent to the people weren't perfect men. They weren't perfect. You see? It's not for you to just point at their iniquities. It's for you to understand that there's a message for you, just like it was a message for them who suffered with the same thing as you. And that the message freed them so the message can free you. You see? But as men, we don't have these conversations. We don't have these conversations. Because what is presented to us is that the men of God are flawless. And this is why when things come out about the quote unquote men of God, it pushed people further away from God. Oh, well, if he's a man of God and he could get away with this, oh, he's not getting away with it. See, I used to think that. He's not getting away with it. He's suffering more than the people he confused. Because he got to wake up every morning and got to go to sleep at night and deal with the fact that he know he lying and know all the things that he's doing. This is why I said this stuff opens up a bigger conversation, y'all. We could get up here and do all the theatrics. That's not going to solve nothing. We could get up here and talk about how wrong he is for delving into things, and certain things in scripture is already there. He not supposed to do. We can do all of that. But that's not the conversation that we need to be having as men. Because we already, listen, if you are a straight man, right? You already know, right? If you are a bisexual or a homosexual man, you know what the scriptures say about that. So we don't need to go there no more, because we already know. The straight guys know, the gay guys know, the both guys know, the both guys. That's what I call you, the both guys. Because I don't know, that's just weird to me, a bisexual man. I just call you the both guys. That's what I call you. But you know it's wrong. And it's wrong in every religion. It says that in every religion it's wrong, except Satanism and atheism, right? Which is the reason why it's nothing wrong in a capitalist society. And we spoke about this in the show where we spoke on atheism and capitalism. See? So we don't need to be focused on that part of the conversation. We need to have the real conversation, which is the dark side of leadership, and how men get caught up into scamming, stealing money, sexual iniquity, get drunk off power and fame and status. This is what we need to be talking about. This is the type of conversation we need to be having when it comes to leadership. What comes with being a leader? What are all the things that we're going to have to go through and battle personally while standing in the position of being a leader? It's not just glitz and glamour. It's not just somebody coming and bringing you a goddamn hot plate of food. What type of man is that woman serving? This is what we need to be talking about as men. What type of man that we know we to be. Our shortcomings we need to discuss with each other. It's how we motivate and encourage one another. Not sitting around lying and josing around. Everything's a jose. We just josing. You know, we just sitting around clowning all day. This is why you brothers feel like you don't have brothers in your life that really care about you. Because all the men you got around you, all you're doing is goofing around. All your conversation is goofing off and laughing and oh, you saw this? Look at that. And you wonder why you ain't got no agency. You wonder why you ain't got no men around you that's gonna help you when it's time. Help you get through things, those personal things. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Yeah, that's what I call them, Raven. The both guys. Yeah. That's what I call them. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up to today's show. Support today's show. The links are going across the screen. Y'all support today's show. Hit the PayPal, hit the Venmo. Support today's show, man. Support today's show. It's 2024. It's 2020. It's 2024. It's 2024, y'all. Mark says DS1. TD Jakes just feel like he don't owe black people an explanation. Same thing with Nicki Minaj and the Malcolm X situation. I feel like he don't owe us an explanation too. I feel like that. I agree. MR says, get the mote out of your own eye. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's up? What's up, melanated vessel? I mean, Mel. What up, Mel? How you doing? She says exactly. TD thinks he's above and he's gonna have to learn today. Oh, oh man. listen. Before I wrap up this show, no matter what we can get up here and say, no matter how much bloggers, no matter how much media is made about this dude, that doesn't amount to what he's dealing with personally. Okay? So trust me, he's dealing with it for sure. Thank you, Classy Creole. I appreciate it. Yes, it's a bunch of repetitive conversations, free my grandma. Facts. That's why I don't really hang out with a lot of dudes. I don't like hanging out with dudes like that. Because dudes ain't really on shit. You know? I don't drink like that. You know, I don't really like people. I don't really like people, but I love people. So a lot of times with dudes, man, they just do a bunch of teenage shit. That's why I stay to myself. Or I'm with my lady, man. I'm around family a lot. I'm not really with the other shit, you know, because it's fruitless. It's fruitless, man. Thank you, Cece. I appreciate it. My grandma says my super chat didn't pop up. Let me check. Appreciate it. Peace. Be safe out there, Raven. Scorpio says confession is good for the soul. Absolutely. Absolutely. Young Raz says, I like hanging out with older people, but I have friends my ages. No doubt. I was like that too, Young Raz. I was always able to hang out with the older dudes. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Angie. Shout out to everyone in the building. I appreciate everyone for tuning into today's show. Shout out to everyone. I appreciate all my lovely mods for always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shout out to y'all. Man, we went in a triple overtime today. Classy Creole. We went in a triple overtime today, Queena. We went in a triple overtime today, Miss Angie. We went in a triple overtime today. But shout out to y'all. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. I appreciate everyone for staying through the whole show. If you haven't yet, make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit that like button and share today's show. We will be back tomorrow. We will continue this content. We're going up this year, y'all. We're going to continue to go up the mountain. Y'all. So y'all stay with me. Salute to y'all. I appreciate everyone who support the channel. I appreciate all you visionaries, man. Shout out to everyone in the building. Salute. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all support the channel. The links is going across the screen. Also, get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think of today's show. Shout out to my man Double C. Salute, Double C. Hope all is well with you, my brother. He said DMX talked about this in the song Damien. Most of the preachers want to live like rappers and act like pimps. Salute. Facts. Long live DMX, man. One of my favorite rappers of all time. Top 5. Shout out to you, Double C. I appreciate that, my brother. You might have to catch the playback if you're just coming in. Shout out to everyone. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Salute to all the visionaries, man. Much love to y'all. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, and I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.